So Ankita, is it possible for me also to record on my device?
Yes.
How do I do that?
You should have a record button, right, as co-host. Otherwise, I'll share it with you immediately after the session.
Yeah, done. Take, done. Okay, so we have around 21 people. So I think we can start with the theme for today. Okay, I'll just share my screen.
Can't you see you're hypnotized? Locked inside those eyes. No, don't you go out at night. You'll end up hypnotized, hypnotized. Hypnotized, hypnotized. No, don't you go out at night.
So that's the topic for today. And I stop sharing. Okay. So good morning and a very warm welcome to each one of you to my transformation session today. So thank you so much, Joining Hands, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to create awareness about a topic that's very close to my heart. For those who know me already, love you all, folks. Thank you so much for joining me again today on a Super Sunday.
Amazing, actually.
Yeah. And to those who don't know me or are here for the first time, thank you so much for being here. And I do hope that you will love these sessions, these interactions as much as I do. So first things first, thank you so much, Dimple. So first things first, all of you can call me just Ashwini. And if you're interested to know more about me, if you want to dig up more, please feel free to access any social media platform. I'm there everywhere. Okay. So let me first begin today's session by asking you one question. Suppose you woke up today morning from sleep and this God suddenly appeared before you. And he looks at you and he says, "What's or beta, I'm very impressed. I'm highly impressed with you today. And I want you to ask me for one superpower. I will grant it to you today." So what are you going to choose? What is the gift that you would choose? Please write it down in the chat box. I would love to have a look. Personal growth. Absolutely wonderful. Yes, Ritika. Yes, what would you choose if God suddenly gave you a wish today? Good life. Okay. To heal me and others, Sonali, wonderful. Eternal peace. वो कब मिलेगा? Okay. For everyone in this world to be happy and fulfilled. So wonderful. Channeling from the universe. Sandhya says, great health for all. Yes, definitely. To live in the moment. Enlightenment. Okay. Deep, quite deep. To know you. Okay. Health, mental, physical well-being. Please bring transformation to my son. A state of love, joy, and peace. I'm noticing nobody is asking for beauty and, six-pack abs and time travel and all that stuff.
Very evolved group. We are beyond all those.
I know. I realized at one point in my life, yes, health and happiness. Wonderful, wonderful, Rita. Good health. Yes, Shilpa.
Good
we share a surname.
Good life covers everything.
Yes, yes, absolutely. See, at one point, I realized that I would have chosen mind control. Just imagine for a second, okay? What all things would be possible if you had that one superpower? Now, Ankita looks at her husband and says, "Look into my eyes. And from today onwards, you would love to do all the dishes, all the cleaning, all the mopping, washing, taking care of the kids, the grocery shopping. I mean, you would love to do this for me. Ankita, how would it be?
Actually, he does all of that right now. So I think I've already got the mind power.
Yeah, I think this group has changed your life.
I think God would have gone to your husband first.
Or just imagine you look at your boss and you say, look into my eyes. You're desperately wanting to increase my salary starting now. Or you look at your kids, like I look at my daughter and I would love for it to be like, you are finding an intense urge to sit down right now, open up all your books and study and ace your exams. Wow. Or you'll find that you're falling deeply in love with me right now. Maza nahi aata? That would have been fun, right? Yeah. So I was actually fascinated by how the mind works since a very young age. I remember I was like 5 years old. We have this place called Indian Institute of World Culture in Bangalore. Anybody aware of this? Yeah. So I was just 5 when I had seen a PLR therapist perform a session live on stage. Okay. So of course, I slept through his session, but somewhere subconsciously it registered. And then I was always a bookworm and I read so ardently on everything that fascinated me. Like palmistry bollo, reincarnation, hypnosis, psychology. I mean, I was hooked. I was really hooked into how the mind works. And I wanted to understand myself better, more than anything else. And I wanted to know what makes people tick, what makes them behave the way that they do. And I was desperate to find answers, especially that proverbial why me? ये मेरे साथ ही क्यों होता है? So this actually took me on a journey, which is, continuing. I think it will go on till the rest of my life. It's never going to end. So over the past 5 years, if I have to speak honestly, I might have facilitated at least 300 plus hypnosis sessions, both in groups as well as individually. And I now know for a fact that it works. I started as a skeptic and today I'm a firm believer. So over the next few months, what we are planning to do is I endeavor to increase your curiosity and your fascination towards the subject of hypnosis. And these sessions are going to be like covering various topics, various issues that most of us struggle with in life. Okay, of course, it's going to be general in nature. So we're going to be doing them in a group setting because we have 30 odd people here. So it's going to be a regular feature. So it's not going to be one-on-one. And it goes without saying that these sessions will definitely work only if you want them to work. Okay. So I realized, because I myself was a skeptic, I realized that majority of the population doesn't even know what hypnosis is. And the rest of the population who know about it, they have a lot of misconceptions. Some are actually scared even when the word is mentioned. So with these sessions, they're actually, creating more of awareness. I hope I will change this perception of people that they have towards hypnosis. So what we'll do is today, we'll learn what hypnosis is. We'll do a short process just to make you experience what it is like. And from next Sunday onwards, we're going to tackle one topic at a time. Is that okay? Sounds good? Yeah, can we have a few thumbs up?
Very good.
Wonderful. Okay. So let's begin today's session by playing a small game. Is that okay? All set? Yes? So I want each one of you to just write down the first word that comes to your mind, other than therapy, of course, when you think of hypnosis. The first word that comes to mind when you think of hypnosis, including Ankita, everybody. Just don't analyze. Whatever word comes down, just put it down in the chat box. The first word. Don't take more than a second. Sleep, trance, yes. Yes, FOMO, yes. Mind change,
Deep
yes.
sleep.
Yes, okay. Okay, I just want you to write what you think it is. Okay, focusing, trance, changing reality. Yes, losing my control, raising subconscious mind, surrender, trance. Okay, few more. Controlling mind, control. Okay. Anything else? Anything else that comes to mind? Mind capture. Oh, okay. Okay. Anything else? Deep sleep. Okay. How many are therapists here who have learned hypnotherapy? Can I have hands going up? Let me have this. How do I do the gallery view? Okay, done. Mrudula, okay. Who else? Sonali, yes. Who else? Geeta, yes. Who else?
Kavita.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful.
Ash, lost your question. Can you just repeat it?
How many are therapists or who know what hypnosis is? or
Before
who
that, before that.
Before that. What did I say before that? I just go with the flow.
What
What
was
does
the-
hypnosis mean to you?
Yeah, what does hypnosis mean to you? Just one word. Just one word to write down what hypnosis means to you. Thoughtlessness, okay. Reprogramming, wow, wow, okay. ठीक है. Subconscious, okay. So I noticed one thing that there is still not much of clarity on what hypnosis is. Okay. So what we'll do is first we'll deal with clarity. Okay. And then we'll do a short session. Okay. As usual. For those of you who have been with me on my EFT sessions know how I go about with my sessions. So first it's going to be a thorough understanding and then the session per se. Okay. So I would like to share a video that I had made a couple of years ago. Okay. Begin. Hypnosis or hypnotherapy. It uses guided relaxation, intense concentration, and focused attention to achieve a heightened state of awareness that is also sometimes called as trance. The person's attention is so focused while he is in the state of trance that anything going on around the person is temporarily blocked out or he totally ignores it. Are you skeptical about hypnosis? Do you think that people who are hypnotized are asleep, or that they lose control over their mind, or that they get stuck in trance and they can't come out, or that they are under the control of the hypnotist? Hypnosis is not entertainment. It is a therapeutic modality that is based on evidence-based studies which have been in effective practice for thousands of years. You can use it to improve every aspect of your life. The facts: hypnosis is not giving up your will. If you think that is what it is, it isn't. Hypnosis is not black magic. It is not a fix for everything. It is definitely not unnatural. In fact, everyone goes into a hypnotic trance thousands of times, hundreds of times during each day itself, and you're always in control. Can I be hypnotized? You've already been so many times before, while reading a book, while watching TV, while daydreaming. All of this is hypnosis. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis, which means you allow yourself to reach that wonderful state of relaxation.
Your conscious analytical thinking brain has moved aside to let your subconscious mind become more creative, receptive, and open to newer ideas. So, what do you want to resolve easily and naturally? Call now and experience the transformation. Let the change begin.
Okay. This was a small introduction I had made a few years ago. Okay. So, okay, 1 second. Just give me a second. Okay. So I hope that cleared a little bit of your doubts, but we'll go over this in detail. Okay. So if you have to understand hypnosis, we'll have to know a little bit about our mind. Okay. Thanks, Ankita. I totally forgot my video was off. Okay. So let's understand a little bit about our mind. So again, I'll start with my screen share. Visible? Okay. So this is the remote control. This is what controls our mind, our body, our life. Correct? And how much importance do we give it? Correct? So now here is a small activity for all of you. I want all of you to tell the color and not the name. And it has to be fast. Tell the color and not the name. Go really fast. Tell in your mind. क्या हुआ?
Bit of chaos.
Yeah, this is called as the left-right conflict. This happens because there are two hemispheres that we have. We have a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere. Our left part of the brain controls the right part of our body, and the right part of our brain controls the left part of our body, and they have their own functions, as you can see here. Okay, so people who are left-handed or right-brained are actually more creative, more imaginative. Okay, they're more emotional, all of these things. So it is the feminine part of your brain, whereas your analytical, logical thinking brain is your left part of the brain. Whenever we want to access a trance state or an alternative consciousness state, or even if you want to imagine, or when we dream for that matter, we are usually in our right brain. Otherwise, we'll end up into what is called the analysis paralysis. Okay, so that is the left part of our brain. So when we use hypnosis, we want the left part to kind of take a break, go for a hike. And the right part of your brain is what is more active. Now here is another small exercise that I want each one of you to do. Any volunteers? Please raise your hands. Who's ready to volunteer for this test? Yes. Okay, Ritika. Can I see you? Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So now what I want you to do is look at the train and tell me the direction it moves in.
Front. I mean,
It's moving
right to left.
right to left. Okay. So just take a deep breath. Now look at the train moving from left to right.
No. Oh, yes.
So now what I want you to do is take in another breath and see the train moving out of the tunnel. Now see the train moving into the tunnel. Now what I want you to do is in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Just keep looking at the train. How does it move? in and out, in and out. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. And you know why this happens? This is your own brain, your mind, which is playing tricks. Okay. So we usually have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is like the major iceberg, whereas our conscious mind is just the tip of the iceberg. It's just a small part. Okay. Now, consciously, there are how many people here? 36 people are listening to me. But out of these 36 people, I'm damn sure at least 35 of them are thinking of खाने के लिए क्या बनाना है या क्या खाना है, अभी और क्या काम करना है. Something is going on in the background, right? Okay, Siddharth and Kavita will take doubts slightly later. We'll just go through with this. I want you to please write it down in your chat. We will not wind up before we clear all your doubts. That's my promise. Okay. Thank you so much. So when even you're consciously focusing on something, subconsciously there's something which is going on. That is the background. Okay. So the background is what controls our life. It's our habits, it's our emotions, it's our long-term memory. We did have EFT sessions where I've given a split up of how emotions even come into play. I hope, I don't know how many of you were there. We did the emotion wheel. We found out how to differentiate emotions, how to handle each emotion selectively. You can please go and access them. Okay. So our subconscious mind is what rules us. And there are different brain waves that are there. Okay. So there is the beta wave, which is when you're actually listening and trying to assimilate information. There is the alpha wave when you're a little relaxed, but slightly feeling drowsy, you know, like just say college ke lecture mein jo feeling aati hai, when that teacher is teaching something and just a lori suna raha ho. Okay. Then there is the delta state that we frequently use. It's a very slow brain wave. They're all measured on EEGs, just like the cardiac rate is measured on an ECG. So delta is what we use during hypnosis. It's also during your dreamless REM state. Then there is theta. Theta is again in even more deeper state. So it is during deep meditation when you're accessing those areas of your mind which are very deep through hypnosis. Then there is a gamma wave. That is again, it's the most focused state that you can get into. And accordingly, there are stages of hypnosis. First is called the hypnoidal or suggestive or light trance state, which we will be aiming at through all our sessions. Okay. And the next are going to be like eye catalepsy, when you feel that your eyes refuse to move. Arm catalepsy, when your arm refuses to move. There is a state of amnesia. I don't know how many of you have accessed or seen YouTube videos where they have stage hypnosis shows where they say, I touch your forehead and you'll forget your name. What's your name again? And the person is like. So this is the state of amnesia. See, we all forget things. There was an instance when I was holding my son, you know, as a on my hip, and I searched for him everywhere. This happened to me. So we tend to forget things just like we tend to remember things. So there are stages of amnesia that we all go through. अरे मैंने लॉक किया नहीं किया, let me go and again check the gate. Gas cylinder off किया नहीं किया, you'll go and repeatedly check it. So these things happen. That is amnesia. So here suggestions are given for selective amnesia in hypnosis. Then there is somnambulism, which is again hallucinations. There can be positive hallucinations, there can be negative hallucinations. So when you see something which is not there, or you don't see something which is there in front of you, both are possible. Okay, they are hallucinations. Then there is an anesthesia state wherein you fail to feel pain. There are lots of hypnotherapists who have actually used this state. It's called the Isdale state, to create anesthesia during surgeries. Surgeries, as you know, complicated as cardiac surgeries or even dental surgeries have been performed without anesthesia using this particular state of hypnosis. Fascinating, right? Imagine the kind of relief a person who is going through chronic pain would experience if he is able to do this, get to this state. Isn't it? So how do you get into a trance is basically depending on what are your dominant senses. We all focus our attention based on what is our dominant sense. 80% of people in the world are visual. क्योंकि दूर तक का दिखता है. We can stand here and see the moon and the sun. We can see things that are far off. 15% people are auditory. I'm an auditory person. So for us, when somebody is talking, we tend to close our eyes, listen, because we depend on our ears. So these are the people who, if they have to go, they have to experience a state of trance or meditation, listen to the chants. They listen to the voice. The words are more important. The tone is more important. Okay. Then there are people who feel things. They're kinesthetic people. You will even notice when they speak, they'll say, I feel, I experience. These are the words they use. These are the people who actually give more importance to, if you meet someone for the first time, there are people who will remember how you looked. There are people who will remember how you spoke to them. There are people who will remember how they felt when they were with you. Yeah. So we also have what is called the olfactory and the gustatory senses, wherein people have a very acute sense of smell and taste. So there are at least 21 senses, but these are the dominant ones. And we try and get all of these senses focused on one thing if you have to go into a state of alternative consciousness. Now, let me give you a wonderful example of how people get hypnotized. Okay. You have seen how many have small children between the ages of, say, 6 and 10? 6 and 10. People have? So you would have noticed them sitting and watching TV. बैठ के TV देख रहे हैं, their favorite cartoon channel or their favorite whatever, maybe a ridiculous movie also. And you will call them a zillion times, बेटा खाना लग गया है, बेटा कोई गेस्ट आ गया है, बेटा पापा आ गए हैं, बेटा ये करना है, घर में आग लग गई है. No reaction. Action, action, no reaction. That is a state of hypnosis. Okay. To put it in very simple terms, that is hypnosis. So hypnosis, what it does basically is, it goes from your conscious mind and gives suggestions to your subconscious mind that is accepted because those suggestions are compatible with your own subconscious mind and its beliefs. So if there's a person who smokes, okay, there are two kinds of people who smoke. There is one who loves smoking, and there's another who's really desperately trying to quit smoking but cannot. Whom do you think hypnosis will work better with? The person who wants to continue smoking or the person who doesn't? Your subconscious mind, the beliefs in your subconscious mind, the desires in your subconscious mind should be in alignment to those suggestions. Only then your mind will accept those suggestions. Okay. So for those of you who say, I will not be hypnotized, believe me, you will never go into that state of trance. You have to let go of that resistance. Okay. So this is what is called the critical factor of the mind, and you bypass that critical factor of the mind to reach your subconscious mind. That is when you go into that state. Okay. Now, what are the advantages if you go through a session of hypnosis? It's your own mind. You're always in control. Nobody can control you because your mind won't allow anybody to control you. Okay. No one can hypnotize you against your will. You snap a finger and you just want to come out of the state of trance, and you can come out whenever you want to. Nobody is going to hold you there. No medications, effects are long lasting, no side effects, because it's your own mind, right? And it's very relaxing. Now, I don't know how many of you are aware, but Yoga Nidra is today considered the cure for insomnia. That is the go-to modality for people who are going through insomnia or lack of sleep. Okay. There are a zillion videos on YouTube for Yoga Nidra. So if you are one of those who cannot sleep at night, please go ahead and have a look. Okay. We'll probably have one session on that also in the coming few months. So trance is something that everybody goes through. You might have gone through today only since morning. Okay. And it's a very safe state. Anybody can go into a trance. There are no age restrictions. There are no contraindications. There are no side effects. Okay. And the person becomes more positive because he realizes that he has control over his mind. When we were talking about mind control, it is not somebody else controlling your mind. It is you getting in control with your own mind. Isn't that wonderful? Any issues, you can actually do something called regressive hypnosis, and you can nip it in the bud. You can go back to the time, the place where your problem started, and you can get rid of them. I'm sure those of you who have been here in this particular group have experienced a lot of sessions. Ishani had been taking inner child healing. There are a lot of therapists who have been doing regression hypnotherapy. So you might have experienced a lot of them already. But here in this group, we'll be dealing with specific topics. Okay. Where it can be used? There's no field where it cannot be used. You can use it for stress, anxiety, for fear, for emotional regulation, for trauma resolution. Medical uses are there. You can alter your pain. Pain is again perception. You can either increase pain or decrease pain. You can enhance post-op healing. I myself am a hypnodontist. I am a dentist by profession. And I use hypnosis during my regular therapy. None of them know that. Okay. They also used for hypnobirthing. So if you know, now Princess Camilla had used hypnobirthing for her children. Yeah. So you can actually go through without a spinal anesthesia, where your birthing process is a very, eased out procedure. You can use it for habit changes. For those of you who are, or, different kinds of habits, whatever habits they are, whether alcohol or smoking. So there are a lot of people who do for smoking. Of course, I don't take for smokers, but a lot of habits, including porn addiction, drug addiction, all of these you can tackle with hypnosis. Overcoming limited beliefs, addictions, insomnia, as I mentioned. Enhancing sports performance, which is done today. It's a part of NLP. Hypnotherapy is a part of NLP also now. We use NLP in hypnosis. And it can be used to enhance not only your sports performance, also your academic performance, personality development, and also for motivation. Okay. And how can you experience it? It can be like an experience of feeling very light. Maybe you will experience them as colors. Maybe your sense of hearing gets enhanced. Maybe you will experience it in terms of metaphors. Metaphor kya hota hai? Symbolic of something. Okay. Maybe you will experience it as, there's a lot of people who say there is smoke, black smoke, white smoke, colored smoke. People feel things like numbness, or they'll feel that जैसे चींटियां चल रही हैं मेरे हाथ पैर पे. Tingling sensations, all of these are for people who are kinesthetic. You might watch some part of your life as a movie, as a third person, or you might be in the experience itself, going through it. You might access your spirit guides or angels. You might go into the future also. You might go in utero, in your mother's womb. Some people have what is called the out of body experience. Possible. Some people tell me it is the light. They feel they are in the light. And some people encounter spirits. Different ways that you can access hypnosis. And what all things can be done, I've already mentioned. You can do PLR, you can do, past life regression ho gaya, inner child healing ho gaya, all of these, future life progression, all of these use hypnosis as the base. So this is probably, I would want all of you to click a snap of this if you have your mobiles. And I want these questions answered before we begin with our next week's session. Okay. So what would you love to have next week as a session for hypnotherapy? Okay. So that depends on what do you want to change in your life. Just write down 7 ways that your life will get better once you get what you want. There is some change that you want in your life. And for that reason, all 35 of you are here, right? So what is that one change you want in your life? And give me 7 reasons, 7 ways in which your life is going to change when this happens. So what will you see, hear, and feel when you have what you want? जो मुझे चाहिए वो मिल गया तो मेरे को क्या महसूस होगा? What will I see? What will I hear? What will I feel? How will you even know when you have it? ठीक है? आपको पता कैसे चलेगा कि मुझे जो चीज चाहिए वो मिल चुका है? What are the changes that will be there in your life? What will this change allow you to do? फायदा क्या होगा इसका? Is it only for you? Okay. What are the resources that you need in order to bring about this change? What resources do you have now? And what will you need? मेरे पास क्या है और मुझे क्या जरूरत है so that I can make those changes in my life. Have you tried doing them before? Have you seen anybody bringing about changes in their life? Okay. For what purpose do you want these results? ये आपको change क्यों चाहिए? What is the reason that you want these changes? What will you gain or lose if you have it? There are consequences to everything, right? You can ask for the moon and get it. But are you ready for the consequences? What will you gain and what will you lose if you get it? And how open or eager are you to change? How desperate are you for this change? नहीं होगा तो चलेगा या अगर नहीं होगा तो नहीं चलेगा? That tells your motivation towards change. Okay. And hypnotherapy works when you're really motivated for change. जब आप desperate हो कि कोई चीज आपको change करनी है life में. Okay. That is where it helps you. Because your subconscious mind is in alignment with what it wants. The suggestions will reach it and you will be able to transform your life. Okay. And how can you make the session a success? You have to trust the process. You have to trust the therapist. You should be motivated enough to bring about that change in your life. You should be involved in the process. You should cooperate with the therapist. Positive involvement is very important. And you have to let go of whatever resistance or expectations that you have from the process. You have to have uncritical acceptance. Okay. Whatever happens during the session, we can analyze, we can work around it, but not during the session. And there are many people who try too hard to get hypnotized. It won't happen. Don't try too hard. Just go with the flow. Okay? And that ends. So this was just a brief introduction that I gave. And now we'll do a short session. Yes. Is it basically self-hypnosis? Yes. It is always self-hypnosis. Nobody else can hypnotize you. Only you can put yourself in a state of trance. Nobody can control you. Okay. When you allow yourself to get relaxed bodily and then in your mind, that is when you reach a state of alternative consciousness. Okay. Does CBT use the same methodology? Yes, it does in a few cases. CBT, for those who don't know, is cognitive behavior therapy. We use CBT in hypnosis just like we use hypnosis in CBT. Okay. Rewiring of brain. Focus is so distracted nowadays. We don't have focus on one thing. We keep changing focus on so many things and multitasking. Yeah, that is why hypnosis is very useful, because you're able to consolidate, focus on just one thing. Okay. And you allow yourself to get into that state. Ritika says so confusing. Yeah, Ritika, what was confusing?
The train thing which you asked, so it was
Acha, okay. Okay. OCD can change? Definitely. Definitely. Okay. Any other doubts? And we'll do a short process now. Anyone else? So the idea that the hypnotist can make you murder someone is false. Absolutely. Absolutely. Unless you are a psychopath and you have been craving to murder somebody. Okay. If that aligns with your thought process, then definitely you will be a serial killer. Any more doubts?
No answer to these questions we write and keep for the next session.
That is for you, ma'am.
Okay.
That is for you to, get to know yourself better. That's all. See, all therapy is, it's for the self. And what I'll request each one of you to do is probably put down in the chat, maybe on WhatsApp or here, about what you would like to deal with next Sunday. Thank you so much, sir. Session is highly interactive. Thank you so much. That is how all sessions should be. Okay, so shall we start with the process? All ready? All set? Okay, Ritika, thank you. Okay. So I want all of you to, you're all seated? All of you are seated. I hope nobody is dancing. Koi ulta latka to nahi hai? Okay. So all of you find a comfortable position. Could you tell me about the murder part again? Yeah. So Kavita, if you have been craving to murder somebody, okay, you desperately wanted to murder someone and a hypnotherapist gives you that suggestion, you might end up murdering. Otherwise, it's not possible. Practically not possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Your subconscious mind should be in alignment with the suggestions that are being given. Can we sleep? See, hypnosis, what is the difference between hypnosis and sleep? In sleep, you're tun. Whereas in hypnosis, you're highly focused just on one thing. Probably the voice of the hypnotherapist, the words that he's telling you, or the suggestions that you are getting. Okay. So it is being extremely focused. Okay. And in the Isdale state, which is the deepest state of hypnosis, possibility is there that the person might go into what is called the hypnotic coma. It is not sleep again. Another fascinating thing about hypnosis is each time you go through hypnosis, even if you go through a session of say 1 hour and you come out of that trance, you will feel as if, wow, 48 hours the minimum soke uthi hu types. Everything will be fresh. It will be wonderful. It's going to look brighter and you're going to feel fresher. That is the difference between a normal sleep जब सुबह उठते हैं तो how we feel. Today is a Sunday. How many of you woke up before 8 o'clock? Not me. Okay, ma'am, आप तो that age everybody is going to wake up early, probably at 5 o'clock. We are the Khatara generation. So for those of us who have woken up after 8 o'clock, I'm sure you have felt that lethargy na. Oh, abhi aur 10 minutes so jati hu wala na. So that is the lethargy that you feel when you sleep. But when you get out from a session of hypnosis, you feel like kuch to hua hai, kuch ho gaya hai, and you don't know what it is. Okay, so that's the difference. Yeah, anything else?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
I think Pratima's question was, can we lie down and do the session?
You
think
can
so.
lie down, you can sit down, you can do it standing, but I would prefer that you do this sitting today. Yeah, you can stand and go into a trance, haven't you? Khana banate, you are like dreaming, right? When you're cooking, हाथ चल रहा है गैस स्टोव पे, दिमाग कहीं और है. That is again a state of hypnosis. Haven't we all done that? जब बहुत ही बोरिंग लेक्चरर को सुन रहे हैं हम कॉलेज में, हम क्या करते हैं? You're looking, actually your eyes are open, you're looking at that person, but you're lost in your dream world. That is again hypnosis. You're focusing elsewhere, right? That is hypnosis. Okay, so you can do it anytime. It's your own mind. I hope that explains. There are so many of us who sit on the potty seat and are in a state of trance, right? Oh, Shilpa. Okay. So we'll start with the process. This is a very short process, and then we can take questions again. Okay? So I want all of you to be seated. Take support from wherever you're sitting. Okay? Just, no, you don't have to darken the room. This is just a small experience of how your mind works. Okay? Actual sessions are going to be from next week. This is just a taster, trailer. Okay? So have some backrest. And there are two kinds of breathing I would like to tell you. One is your normal chest breathing. And this is something that we normally do, those shallow breaths that we take. So you're just inhaling and exhaling. That is your normal chest breath. There's another kind of breathing, which is your abdominal breath. So you can just put your hand on your stomach. And you can just imagine that there's a balloon inside your stomach. Okay? ये balloon कोई भी shape, size, color का हो सकता है. Any shape, any size, any color. It's inside your stomach. And when you inhale, that balloon gets distended. You can distend it as much as you want. And then when you exhale, please exhale from your mouth. And when you exhale, that balloon gets distended. ठीक है? खुश हो गया. So you can just do this 2 or 3 times and you will actually notice the difference when you change your breathing technique.
Hello.
Yes, Ritika? Okay. So I'll request everyone to be on mute now. Okay, we'll do the process.
Hi, can you repeat? I couldn't.
Okay, Ritika. So what I want you to do is just keep your hand on your stomach. Okay. When you inhale, just imagine that there's a balloon inside your stomach and that balloon is expanding. Okay. And when you exhale, exhale it through your mouth. Maybe you want to imagine that you're blowing into those soap bubbles, you know, which children play with. Okay. And when you exhale, just imagine that the balloon is actually collapsing. It's getting smaller, the one inside your stomach. Can you do that? Yes, Ritika? Okay. So now this is the kind of breathing that I advise if you want your body to be relaxed. Let the exhales be longer. For those of you who have been in EFT sessions already know that. So there is a formula which I love, which it's called the 4-7 formula. So inhaling, mentally counting to 4, hold your breath, mentally count to 2, and exhale, through your mouth, mentally counting to 7. It's one of the best things that you can do to relax your body. Please note, inhales are for your mind, exhales are for your body. Okay. So if you want to assimilate information, you want your brain to get more active, if you want to attend a lecture, you want to take in something which is important, let your inhales be longer. And if you want a body to relax, if you want to go to sleep, then let your exhales be longer. This is a simple formula. And just by changing the physiology, just by changing a breathing technique, you can actually change the emotion that you experience in your body. Please try it. Don't believe me. Please don't believe me. Please try it. When you're angry, when you're sad, when you're feeling frustrated, when you're having a panic attack, even when you're having a panic attack, just change your breathing and notice the difference. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, now that you have inhaled and exhaled, I want all of you to just extend your hand in front of you. Okay. Look at me. Everyone open your eyes. Don't close your eyes. Okay. Just a namaskar, namaste kar rahe hai na? Just extend your hand like this. And now just clasp your hands really tight. Really tight. Very, very tight. Okay. Can you do that? Wonderful. So now what's actually happened is, there was some glue which was applied between your hands and you clasped it. Now what I want you to do is, just take out your 2 index fingers. Make a gap of maybe an inch and a half between those 2 fingers. Okay. Let there be a gap between those 2 fingers. And now I want you to focus on the gap between those 2 fingers. Please center your focus. Allow yourself, keep focusing on that gap between the 2 fingers. And as you keep focusing on that gap between those 2 fingers, I want you to imagine, I want you to visualize that suddenly Ashwini has come there and she's put a rubber band there between those 2 index fingers. Okay. So there is a rubber band which is put in between those 2 fingers, and I'm just like making it more and more tighter, more and more tighter. And as I keep twisting those rubber bands between those 2 index fingers, you'll start noticing, as you keep breathing in and breathing out, you'll start noticing that your 2 index fingers start moving closer and closer to each other. It's going to happen on its own. Okay. It's a very natural process, and you'll notice that your fingers are moving. Your both index fingers are getting closer and closer together. Those rubber bands are getting more and more tighter, more and more tighter. Of course, you can resist me if you want to, but that's not why you're here, right? So you can just keep imagining, keep visualizing, focusing on that point between those 2 index fingers, listening to my voice. You'll notice that your fingers get more and more closer together. And at one point, you'll notice those 2 fingers kissing each other. Wonderful. And now, just taking a deep breath. You can allow your hands to relax. How many of your fingers are kissing each other? Okay, Uma, Mridula, Ananya. Who else? Sonali, Mamta, Shilpa, Sandhya. Yes. How many of fingers hate each other? They're trying to repel each other. Anybody? Okay, for those of you whose fingers fell in love with each other and they started kissing each other, you're very suggestible, which is wonderful. Okay, and which also means that you trust the process. You went along with the process and you reached that state where you allowed it to happen. Good, wonderful. Clap. Give yourself a big hand. Wonderful. And for those of you whose fingers hated each other and repelled each other, you'll need to work on your trust. You will need to allow yourself to trust the process. Okay. So for those people whose fingers refuse to meet, allow yourself to believe or imagine. There'll be no harm. It's just for fun. It's for entertainment that we did it today. Okay. And allow yourself to get into your own mind and trust yourself, because next time onwards, we're going to be doing sessions on specific topics. And I'll require suggestions from all of you. Yeah, Sandhya, you felt drowsy. That is probably because of the breathing, you felt extremely relaxed, which is wonderful. Okay. Okay. So thank you so much, Ritu. Information has to be given. Anything else?
Ashwini, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Ritika here.
Yes.
So what if, so the process which you did was, to see how much, I mean, the process was quite natural to the instructions you were saying, and the brain, even though I wanted to resist, but I could not pull my fingers apart. It was coming on its own. Now, what happens when someone does it and, it is not for our own good well-being, but just because they say it and naturally it occurs to me, so isn't that bad in one sense that it can cause harm to me? I don't understand the intention of the
Okay.
person.
Okay, this is a wonderful question. Thank you so much for asking this, Ritika. Okay, see, we have, I mentioned the 3 parts of our mind. If we can go back to the slide, let me share. Here we have the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and our unconscious mind, right? Our conscious mind is the one through which we make our decisions, and we base it on logical, analytical thinking. Okay. And our subconscious mind is basically what we feel inside. Okay. It's our beliefs, it's our values, it's our imagination, it's our, what we have inside. Now, there is a critical factor which is there in between these two. This is the question mark. This is the filtering out. So whenever you have any person, like say, for example, it was today, it was me and my suggestions in front of you, your mind always puts every idea through the critical factor to assess whether it should go inside into the subconscious mind or not. Let me give you a very simple example. Say, supposing you were sleeping at night yesterday. Okay. In the middle of the night at 2 o'clock, suddenly you wake up and you realize that your bed is in the middle of a jungle. Okay. Would you go back to sleep? Yes,
No.
Ritika. Why?
Because it's an unfamiliar environment.
Yes. So let us now give a name to these parts of our mind. Okay. These are the santris of our mind, the security guards. One of them has to stay on duty and the other goes to sleep. Let's consider it like that. Okay. There's one who's taking a break and the other one is high alert pe hai. Either your conscious mind or your subconscious mind is on high alert all the time. Okay. And if you're in a situation where there is uncertainty, there is fear, there is any kind of a doubt, the critical factor will not allow that suggestion to go into your subconscious mind, which means your conscious mind is going to be more active. For those people whose fingers did not join, they were here in the conscious mind. Because the critical factor, the part of the mind which said, yaar, ye kya ho raha hai yaar? What is she trying to do? And what if my fingers get stuck together and they don't get separated? Then what? Okay. They stayed in the conscious mind. They did not access their subconscious mind. Getting my point?
Okay.
Yeah. We also have something called the unconscious mind, which is again not in our control. So how many of you had breakfast today? Okay. Did you ask your stomach to digest it?
No.
No, but it's doing on its own, right? How many of you are telling yourself, breathe, breathe, otherwise I'm going to die right now? No, right? It's happening on its own. That's your unconscious mind. That's a constant process. All the hormones are being released. Every process that's happening in our body, it's happening unconsciously. But there is one thing which can be done consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously. Do you know what it is? The breath. Oh, Pallavi knows this. Okay. So the breath is something that you can do consciously. You can do it subconsciously. You also do it unconsciously. Okay. So when we are in a state of trance, we are actually doing it initially consciously. Then we go about doing it subconsciously and then unconsciously. So all those sages that we have had in our in our world for the past thousands of years, they knew the secret of the breath. Breath is called prana for a reason. It is life force. If you can control your breath, you can control your life. How many of you know Wim Hof? Wim Hof. I was very fortunate to meet his daughter. Yeah. So they teach something called the Wim Hof method of breathing. He is the one person who has climbed Everest thrice. He stayed in a huge box of ice, wearing nothing but shorts. Okay. And his BP is normal. His body temperature is normal. There are no changes. Absolutely. Why talk about Wim Hof? There are thousands of yogis who are still in Himalayas, who are still surviving 150 years plus. Yesterday, I saw on Facebook some Tibetan monk who is 200 years old. There was a Facebook, this thing was there. So these people, when they extend their breath, when your exhales become deeper, you are actually able to, your lung capacity improves, your life improves. Sportsmen, swimmers, marathon runners, their respiratory rate is much lower than ours. In 1 minute, हम कितनी बार breathe करते हैं? Just observe, do this exercise today and see. How many times do you breathe in 1 minute? 60 seconds. Athletes, swimmers, people who play the flute, percussion instruments, they have longer breaths. They live longer, unless of course they go through an accident or something. That's a different story. Okay. So the breath is something that you should work on. Please spell the person's name. Wim Hof. You will find a lot of videos on YouTube. Okay. What is the difference between mesmerism and hypnotism? Okay. Mesmerism was actually started by a person called Franz Mesmer. Okay. Basically, what he did initially was he realized that people go into a state of alternative consciousness, which is something which is not conscious mind as alternative consciousness. Okay. When you're not conscious, you're in a state of alternative consciousness. So he noticed that people go into that state when he used a few copper rods and put it over their heads. He used copper rods first. Then he realized after some time, he did not need those copper rods. He could do it with his hands only. Okay. So that was the term which was coined as animalism or mesmerism. Animal magnetism it was called. It's called mesmerism. But आज की date में it is called hypnotism. Again, hypnosis is a misnomer because hypnos in Greek means sleep, which is not hypnotism. Okay, it is not sleep. You look at the person looks like he's asleep, but the person need not be asleep. In fact, my first paid client who came for a PLR therapy, for 4 hours, his eyes were open. He didn't blink even once. Okay, so you don't even have to have your eyes closed when you're going through a session of hypnosis or you're in a state of trance. Not required. You can keep moving your hands and feet. You're still in a state of trance. See, physical body has nothing to do with your state of trance. Okay, it is your mind. Where is it? Is it focused? That determines your alternative consciousness state. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes.
Can it help special kids? Yes. There is research which is actually going on right now for using of mindfulness techniques and hypnotherapy in kids who have autism and ADHD. Empirical research is going on, which means with proof. Okay, of course, I have not done. I have used it in the case of Parkinson's. It was wonderful, actually. A person who had come from this place called Shimoga. I don't know if you have heard of it.
Yes.
So, yeah. So he had come in, he had a lot of tremors because of Parkinson's. And hypnosis helped him control those tremors. So you can use it, definitely.
I wanted to ask you, we can use surrogate mother also, right?
See, that is something that I've heard, Mridula. Being frank, I'm still learning.
I have
Okay.
done once.
Okay.
surrogate mother.
I
It
haven't
works.
done.
It works.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Wonderful. I'll get in touch with you regarding
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Okay.
For MR child, I did it.
Wonderful. Awesome. Awesome.
Even EFT, we can do, mothers can do surrogately for the children.
Yes. Yes.
For
Definitely.
autism and all.
Definitely. Definitely.
Thank you, Doctor, for giving us and sharing so much of valid information. I'm really grateful. My question
Thanks.
was said that whenever we have to work with the mind, the inhalation have to be longer. When it is the body, you exhale it more. Can you tell me a little bit more about the breath?
Okay.
Supposingly, it's a one is like being anxiety, another is an emotion of being worthlessness. So if you have these two, how do you work with the breath?
See, the main difference is when you're feeling worthless, okay, when you're feeling down in the dumps, your breath is going to be very shallow. Okay. Imperceptible breath, jo bolte hai na, you don't even realize that you're breathing. Just imagine a situation in your life when you were feeling really down. Automatically your shoulders are going to droop and automatically your breath is going to become shallow. Okay. Those are the situations where you need to have your inhales longer. Okay. It has to be conscious. Whereas for a person who is hyper agitated, who is in a state of anger, who is in a state of anxiety, already is in a state of hyperactivity, let the exhales be longer. A person who is going through a panic attack, for example. Okay. So those are the situations where your exhales need to be longer, your inhales need to be shorter. Okay. I hope that answers.
The body starts to relax. In that.
More oxygen to the brain, your brain becomes active.
Yeah.
More release of carbon dioxide, your body relaxes. Simple. Physiologic hai.
So there are a lot of places where they'll say ki breathe in 7-2-7-2 or 6-3-6-3, the different kind of breathing. How does that affect them? What is the logic behind that?
See, I wouldn't go with those techniques because every body is different. Requirement of every body is different. Okay. If I tell a sports person to do a 4-7, it's not going to make sense to him. He probably is already doing, 3, 5, and 15. Right? So it is how adaptable your body is to that new process. Create your own formula. Have a small pause. See how comfortable are you with that pause. You can extend it if you want to. You can extend your exhales if you want to. For those of you who are good at chanting the Om, you will notice that you are able to exhale deeper. For those of you who play the flute or any percussion instruments, or for those of you who are good swimmers, you will notice your exhales are deeper. It's bound to happen. See what is comfortable with you. Let us not have any set formula. Everyone is different, right?
Yeah. So the pauses you're saying between the breaths or between the breaths?
They should be comfortable pauses. What are you comfortable with?
Okay.
Okay.
So then there are two things. One is your inhalation and your exhalation, and the second is the pauses. How much I'm comfortable in that pause. You keep that, and you devise your own breathing count.
Yes. In fact, there are breathing techniques. For example, there's something called the transcendental breathing where you don't have the pause. You just inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, goes on. Lots of different kinds of breathing techniques. I think who had done the breathing, there was an entire series of workshop, no? Who had done that? Sonali, who had done that? Breathing kai somebody had done in joining hands. I'm not remembering.
Very recently,
I had done one.
You had done one, but just breathing techniques pe somebody had done. Ankita, who was that? Dwarkanath.
Morning mein rehta tha. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I think you
Different
can
type of
access
breathing.
those. Yes. She had done a wonderful series actually on different breathing techniques only. Okay.
I'll search for if it's there. Thank you so much.
I
Pleasure.
think during the COVID times, right? There was a
Yes.
lady who had done.
Yes. Her name was Dwarkanath. This is what I remember. The first name I'm not remembering. She was good.
Jyoti or something. I don't know.
I think so. She was good. She was very good.
Thank you.
Pleasure. What about regular pranayama? It's like one size fits all. Yeah, I know. Yes, it does. Okay, so it's basically the inhale and exhale, but they're not asking you to do it at a particular, rhythm. The rhythm is said, but the rate is not mentioned. Okay. Bowel problems and anxiety. Yes, hypnosis has been very effectively considered as a treatment for irritable bowel syndrome.
Irritable bowel syndrome.
Okay, it has been used. Anxiety, yes. Body type, Rama, I didn't understand your question. Rama? Okay, Sonali, you want to ask something?
Yes, initially, like when I started learning hypnotherapy, we were told, how to do the self-hypnosis. Like 21 days at the same time with the breathing and all, but I just couldn't do it. Like, the same time didn't happen. And then like there were different, affirmations which I needed. So I was confused. Anyway, till date, I never did that, the self-hypnosis. So what is the correct way?
See, the reason why they told you that was for self-discipline. Nothing. The intention was just self-discipline because you have gone there to study something. You have to be self-disciplined if you want to learn something. That is the only intention behind that particular process. Okay. But you can go into a trance state anytime you want to. Okay. There are no limitations based on time, based on place, based on situations. You can do it anytime. And you know it is self-hypnosis. You yourself, come on, you told me it is self-hypnosis. So what does logic tell you? You can do it anytime, any place. Kabhi bhi, kahi bhi.
Yeah, because that same time did not happen. Like, it was very difficult.
So that's a blockage you're working on then, Sonali, because your subconscious mind is telling you, Sonali, you were supposed to do it at that particular time and you didn't. Ab nahi hoga dekhna. Self-hypnosis nahi hone wala. You didn't do it at that time, right? Wrong.
It was very difficult. It just didn't happen for 21.
That's
okay. So like we can do any time, like take one affirmation and do it anytime.
Absolutely. But does the affirmation align with your subconscious mind?
So whatever I want, whatever I desire the most.
That is not how an affirmation is made. An affirmation is actually has to have alignment with your subconscious mind, which means that if a person who's fat wants to get thin and says, I will look beautiful and I'm going to work on being thin, but is not going to put in the effort. How your affirmation needs to work, how you need to frame your affirmations. This is what I have seen with myself is, what should I be doing in order to bring about this change? Okay, why would I want to do this? Ask yourself and tell yourself, okay, Ashwini, I would love that I get thin because I look beautiful. How many affirmations can you stack? Like we did that questions, right? there was this, I told you to click a snap of that. Give 7 reasons why you want that. Because we already have 100 reasons not to do it. अरे सुबह उठना पड़ेगा, बाहर बारिश हो रही है, मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, this breakfast is so yummy, let me just have this, कल कर लूंगी ना. Stack your affirmations about not doing something to change your life versus what you want to do to change your life, and see palda kiska bhari hai. That is your affirmation. The one that you keep reinforcing is the one that gets heavier, right? I want this, but I'm doing this, right? This is what is going on in my subconscious mind. So just by telling that I am manifesting wealth, I am manifesting beauty and getting thin, you think it's going to happen? No chance. Take it from me on stamp paper.
So for weight loss, for example, I mean, what I have to like make the affirmation depending on my reason for.
You should have clarity. You should have clarity on why you want a certain thing to happen and what you need to do to bring about those changes.
And I know.
Yes. Okay, that
like
is an affirmation.
The one-liner affirmation should include also what I'm going to do for that.
Yes, yes, that is an affirmation. Okay.
Why does your mind always waver and you can't settle down in one thing? And the way you are explaining that, you know, you're thinking, but you're not doing, you know?
Distractions to hai hi na. Well, see, external distractions we can actually mask out, but the internal distractions are what actually distract us. Correct? No?
Mm-hmm. Yes, very true.
बाहर का तो हम block out कर सकते हैं ना. I actually put earplugs and I don't even hear what is happening outside. I can just close my eyes and say I'm not going to, like वो गांधी जी के 3 बंदर है ना, गांधी जी के 3 बंदर. But what is going on inside me? How will I block?
That's very true.
Now that is a skill, and that can be acquired because it's a skill. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, but would that change? Things would shift?
Yes. Things will only shift if things shift inside you.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is a skill. You can learn that.
Mm-hmm.
That's in your hands. Okay.
So I would love to learn that.
It's a process, Alka. It's a process. It's a lifelong process.
Is it?
You keep learning. Yeah. One step at a time. One baby step at a time. But you will notice looking back how much your life has changed. You can only see in retrospect.
Great. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Yes, Ritika.
Hi. So in the beginning of the session, I mentioned a word which is called FOMO. So it's regarding that. So I find myself in situations where other people have more liking towards something where I don't have. And so they speak about this and I completely get zoned out. And what happens is that I do not get involved, say, in that particular group or in that particular thing. Okay. So I find myself zoned out. I'm like just watching like a spectator. So my question is that in such terms, I mean, this is not, I don't know if which category will I call you. Is it affirmation or is it something else? But my question is that how do we try to, because I'm trying to be myself. I want to stay in touch with myself. But when such things happen that you get zoned out, you get silent, it affects me. So is this FOMO that is happening or is this something else?
Okay, Ritika, first of all, it is not FOMO. It is not FOMO. What is FOMO? Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing, yeah.
And why have you zoned out? Because you have no fear of missing out. Your mind knows, Baba, it's not important for you. Let's zone out and do something wonderful. Let's go somewhere where there is pleasure. See, we as humans, we always run away from pain and towards pleasure. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're going towards pleasure, your mind actually knows that, bhaiya, yeah, this is not worth your energy, your time, your effort. Let's go somewhere else. Right? So after that, what you feel is the guilt. It's not the fear. Oh, I missed out. All these people are having a gala time and I missed it out. Maybe you didn't want it in the first place. Then you need to have clarity on whether I really needed this, I wanted this, or it's just because I'm feeling left out.
Feeling left out.
Then why are you feeling left out?
Because they are not talking to me.
Okay. And why do you think they're not talking to you?
Because they seem that their interest is not the one that I'm interested in.
Okay. So now why do you think that your interest doesn't coincide with their interest?
I have my own priorities set and they have their own priorities set.
Now this is what you need to work on. It's okay to have your own priorities, right? दुनिया कूद रही है तो जाके कूदोगे क्या?
Nah, exactly. This is the dilemma. Yeah.
Okay. See what you want to do with your life, no? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that helped.
In a bit, but I still, I mean, I got the clarity. So this one was, I was working on, I was noting down what I feel, and I did come to the base, which you rightly mentioned right now. But going forward, I do not understand how to,
prioritize. Prioritize,
Mhm.
Ritika, what is important and what is not important for you. Where you want to spend your energy and where you don't want to. That's a choice that you have to make. It's not what you have to do, it is what you choose to do.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
We don't have to do a lot of stuff, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I have to go and do the cooking in the afternoon. No, you don't have to. You can do Swiggy. You can fast.
World
But you choose
doesn't
to do
work
it, right?
according. Yeah. So my question is, we do things I'm not afraid to do, but we do things which we wish, but the world doesn't work according to that. Is it true? Or is it a preconceived notion which society has put on us?
Yes. Yes. They want all of us to conform to certain rules and regulations, but you don't have to. You can do what gives you peace. Okay. You can stand out of the crowd and not antagonize also. Right? You can do what brings you pleasure without hurting anybody else also, right?
Yeah,
choose your path.
it's difficult,
Choose your path.
but yeah.
Choose your path. And be okay with it. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Have your reasons about why you have chosen this. Do the pros and cons, that's going to help you.
Pros and cons, okay.
Yeah, that's going to help you make your decisions.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Vishnu.
Pleasure. Okay. I didn't understand the body type. 3 types. Okay, I am not aware of body types in Ayurveda, Rama. I'm so sorry. I haven't studied them. If I don't know something, मैं हाथ ऊपर कर देती हूँ, मेरे को नहीं आता बाबा. What I know, I can talk. Okay. May have to drop down battery. Okay, Sushma. How to help kids focus on academics through hypnosis or NLP? Both. You can do both. You can use NLP in your hypnosis sessions. Okay. You can also do just NLP. You can also do just hypnotherapy. You always have an option. But the child should be wanting to do it. Okay. The child should be wanting for change. Wanting to change. Organizing the affirmation baggage. I didn't understand this again.
I know it. Sorry, I was just only commenting that
okay.
part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the affirmation has to be. The affirmation was being discussed. Just plain one-liner won't do, but you need to organize the affirmation.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah.
Let your affirmations be those which your mind is wanting to accept.
Okay.
Okay. or phrase it in such a way that your mind accepts.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah.
So when a smoker wants to give up smoking, maybe he needs to make a list of why he wants to give up smoking and what is going to benefit from it. That is an affirmation. Not saying that from today I'm going to quit smoking. From today I'm going to. वो है ना हमने स्कूल में किया था ना exercise, right? 100 times. I will not talk in class. उसके बाद have you not spoken in class? I am 100% sure we have created halla also. So those affirmations don't work. Okay.
Thank you.
Why is it that we know we are doing good for ourselves and we know people are jealous? Even then we don't avoid. Now, where are you focusing on? Rakhi? Hi Rakhi, where are you? I can't see you. शक्ल तो दिखा दो. Rakhi? Rakhi? Okay. So basically, why is it that you're allowing others' opinions affect you? Here, when you know you're doing something good for yourself, okay, and you're not hurting anybody, you're doing something that you want to do. People's jealousies doesn't matter then. अगर हर कोई यही सोचता रहेगा कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे, तो nobody will be able to go ahead in life. Plus, लोग क्या सोचेंगे ठीक है, उनको भी तो कुछ सोचने दो ना. हम ही सोचेंगे कि वो क्या सोचेंगे, तो फिर उनके लिए कुछ बचा ही नहीं है सोचने के लिए. Give them something to think about, no? थोड़ा मेहनत उनको भी करने दो. But you do what is right for you.
So my question, Ashwini, was around the same, because people do become jealous and they do stuff that you do not find it very good, and you get affected.
So you don't have to let it affect you, Ritika. Okay, that you will have to work on. That is in your control. There's something called locus of control that we study in psychology. Okay, so whom have you given control to in your life? What are the things that I have control over, and what are the things that I cannot control in my life? Please be very clear. Your thoughts, your intentions, your words, your actions, they are in your control. This is something that you can manipulate, you can transform, you can do what you want. But what others think, what others feel, what others want to do, what others' intentions are, is not in your control. And kitna bhi mata pachi kar lo, you cannot change it. Why do you want to waste your energy there? There was a beautiful exercise that I had given during EFT. I don't know how many of you were there. It's called the traffic light exercise. How many were there? Whoever has been there with me knows the exercise. So
You repeat.
Yeah, I'll repeat. There are 3 concentric circles that you need to draw. Please take out your pens, your paper, and you make 3 concentric circles. एक के अंदर एक के अंदर एक. 3 concentric circle बनाइए, please. Let it be rough. I'm not going to measure the radius and circumference. Just make 3 circles. Okay. And now the center circle, जो बीच वाला circle है, जो सबसे छोटा है, that is your green zone. Like the traffic lights, we have 3 colors, right? Green, orange, and red. Okay. So the center circle is your green circle. The circle around it is your orange circle or yellow circle. The outermost circle is your green circle. Sorry, red circle. Okay. So the things that are in your control, your thoughts, your words, your actions, your needs, all of these things, or maybe even people that you can influence, situations that you can control, all of these things are in the innermost green circle. Okay, here is where you're 100% sure कि मैंने अपना energy, अपना time, अपना effort डाला तो मेरे को 100% result मिलेगा. There is another circle around it which is called the orange or the yellow circle. यहाँ पे 50-50 chance है. It depends. It might go into the green zone. It might go into the red zone also. These are people, situations, circumstances. Okay, all of those things. Now the outermost is your red circle, which is the largest, the biggest circle, which you have no control over. कितना भी कुछ भी कर लो, you hit your head on the wall, it will be like you're just hitting your head on the wall. Nothing is going to change. Those people, those circumstances, those situations, no matter what you do, it is not going to change. Now, whenever you are facing anybody, any situation, any circumstance, just close your eyes for a second and just analyze. तो कौन से सर्कल में है भाई? ग्रीन में है, ऑरेंज में है, रेड में है? Raki, please go on mute. Thanks, yeah. Okay. Good to see you. Okay. So I want you to think of those difficult people. Okay. Probably what you want to do is, or difficult situations. And you visualize, you imagine, you picturize them in your mind in those colors. Your mother-in-law wearing a red sari. Or your daughter-in-law painted red in color. Yeah. So just imagine, just visualize. And when you know that person is in the red zone, कितना effort डालोगे भाई रितिका? जान डाल दोगे क्या? बताओ. Are you going to invest your time, your effort, your energy there when you know nothing is going to change?
That person is not deserving also, but no, yeah. I want
then the choice is yours.
पर
You
फिर भी हम
choose to.
सोचते हैं ना कि कुछ चेंज होएगा, कल कुछ चेंज होएगा, हो सकता है, वही सोच के हम आगे जाते हैं.
So give it a hard thought. Yeah, think about it. See the patterns. Pattern क्या बोलता है? Not the words, so the actions. Yes. What do the actions tell? Words तो कोई भी बोल सकता है ना. उसके actions alignment में है या नहीं है with the words? Actions speak louder than words. कौन से जोन में है भाई? चेक करो और फिर डिसाइड करो क्या करना है.
So, but then coming out from that zone, even if we realize.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah, tell me.
Can you hear me now, Ashwini?
Yes, yes. Tell me, tell me.
Okay,
Where
now,
are you? Yes, Raki.
So now when we try to, we know, right? हमको सारी information मालूम है that whatever the situation is, we are very much aware, even about the action and the theory and the practical. Okay, fine. But why is it that we give so many chances, and why we give, you know, we go on banging around that wall so many times? I mean, it's proved, right? One time, if once a thief, you know, can commit a crime again, right? But हम ऐसा क्यों behave करते हैं? I know it's stupid. We know.
आप बताओ, Raki. Okay. Now you tell me, what is the reason you think you're giving chances to that person again and again? The basically
I
3 reasons.
Personally feel, Ashwini, that we as people, we fear of allegations, blame, right? To take the blame. That is what I am personally feeling. I know I'm right. I know I have not done wrong to anybody, but I don't want to be blamed. I want that person to quit. And that person doesn't quit doing bad, but I don't want to quit doing good. Conflict हो रहा है. So, but then when good comes to continue करूँ, right? It's exhausting.
Yes. Raki, what I'll recommend is, I had actually dealt with this exact topic in my boundaries wala workshop. Okay. So if you go to my YouTube channel, if you type Dr. Ashwini Kamath, you will find I had done one, I think I had done a short session on boundaries itself, on what boundaries, how you establish, how you maintain your boundaries, which is very important. So when you're basically allowing someone to take advantage of you, there are reasons why you are allowing them to do that. And you need to be aware of why you're doing it. Those reasons, your reasons, you need to be aware of. Okay. So I wouldn't want to get into that because we are again, Ankita, we're again past time. Okay. So you can probably, this is a very common feature. Yeah. So you can probably access there is a video on understanding boundaries on my YouTube channel. You can just go through. That might help you. That might give you some clarity on why you're doing it and what you can do about it. Okay.
Ma'am, coming over the same topic, so just like Rakhi mentioned one reason. So one can also, it's a very natural reason that since we all are humans and we want to connect with humans also, so that we are animals anyways, we are social animals, it's very natural we want to connect with humans. So how so this is what comes across. So is this feeling good, not good, even if the person is not interested?
So then that's why I told you, Ritika, you go through that video, you'll get an exact detailed information about all of these things. Okay. There are basically 3 reasons why we allow these things to happen in our life. The most prominent is fear. Again, fear, from where does it stem from? There are various reasons why we go through this fear. Fear is there where there is uncertainty, right? So what if you're scared? Why does a wife stay in an abusive relationship?
Yeah.
Understanding my point. It's just like that frog in hot water, right? Garam karo pani, frog rahega udhar, it will not jump out. It has its own reasons. There are different reasons why we allow others to bulldoze through our boundaries. Okay. So that one video might help you at least gain some clarity. Of course, it's a very conscious process, and God willing, maybe we might do a workshop on that sometime in the future. Let's see. Okay.
What is the name of the video, ma'am?
It's called Understanding Boundaries.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, you'll find that. Find the reason why I have thyroid. Will hypnosis work? Yes. So when you're talking about EFT sessions have helped for people with thyroid, because again, thyroid is your energy which is stuck in your throat area, right? So why do you think it is stuck in your throat area? Throat is a region for expression. Okay. So when you are not able to express how you feel, your thoughts, for various reasons, what can be the reasons? Please write them down. You can actually do a session of say regressive hypnosis to find out from where it originated, that exact moment when you felt that your voice dabaya gaya, sorry. So you can actually reach that place and find some healing there. Okay, it works. How do you gain clarity as to what you want in life? Yes, there is one exercise that you can actually do on gaining more clarity. Okay. So just write down what you want in your life, right? Just write down. You're asking for life purpose, right? Who's this A? Can I know who this is? It just says A.
Anita.
Anita. Okay. So you can probably write down what are the things that make you curious, which fascinate you, not the things that you love, mind you, because आज जो मैं love करती हूँ, कल probably hate करूँगी. Happens, no? You love your boyfriend, you get married, and then we all know what happens. So love changes from time to time, place to place, situation to situation. But if there is something that increases your curiosity, which something you love doing and you don't notice the time. For example, now I've been on the session and I just realized it's 1. मैंने time नहीं देखा because I love this. So these are the things that you should be doing more of, जिसमें आपको पता नहीं चल रहा है कि आप drain हो रहे हो, कि time जा रहा है, all of those things. So find your ikigai. It's a Japanese concept called the ikigai. You can just research. Okay. So you can just read up.
Look, one clarification. I am Anita. I didn't post that question. I don't know who asked it.
Okay, somebody hacked into your account, Anita. Okay, that again is a boundary violation. Okay. Content rich 90 minutes. Thank you so much. It's a vicious cycle. Yes, Pallavi, gratitude. Thank you. And if you have any further questions, you can take. Otherwise, I think we're done for today's session. And please do send in your suggestions for next week.
I just wanted to ask one thing about the Ikigai.
It's
Like,
not the it's I. Okay, it's not a guy. It is IKIGAI. It's a Japanese concept you'll find on Google. If you do a little bit of image search, you will find it. Okay, it's called the Ikigai. It's basically you doing something that you love doing, that you will continue to do because you love doing it. You are benefiting not just yourself, but the rest of the world when you do that. And also that you're getting a profit out of it. You're gaining something from it. You're learning something from it. It may be monetary, maybe material, whatever, maybe psychological, emotional, whatever. It's a win-win situation. Yes, IKIGAI. Yes.
One tiny question.
Yes, Sonali.
With respect to Ikigai, like I have been fascinated with that term. And, one doubt I always get is that there are 4 parts where one is like what you love doing and the other is what you're good at. I find that I love a lot of things, but I'm not good at, most of them. I mean, I'm fairly good, not that good. So is it that we can, is it that that talent should be there, or that potential should be there, or is it that we can practice and we can become good at what we love?
Sonali, everybody has potential. Okay, everyone has potential. It's like everybody has a computer, but Wi-Fi kiske paas hai? Okay, how will you improve your skill is something that you need to ask. If there are things that really interest you, make a list of things that interest you and find the commonalities between them. Write down 50 things that you're absolutely fascinated by, and then you find what is common in between them. You'll find at least, I think, 4 or 5 of them, jinme common denominator hai. Now that is where you need to focus on, Sonali. Usko likh ke uske upar improve your skills. Skills is again something that you can work on. Potential sabke paas hai, and skill is gained. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, and nice to have you back again. Really nice.
Very interesting. Lot of information. Very interesting and very interactive. I loved it. Ankita.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
She was telling me about your sessions.
Thank you so much. I do have lots of
Thank you
questions.
so much for so much input, and sometimes I just feel like most of your words make us feel aware about ourselves. Your questions do sometimes trigger us to question ourselves. Sometimes we don't know, we just overlook a lot of ourselves.
Yes.
Thank you for making us come closer to ourselves.
Thanks, Raki.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ashwini. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you, Doctor.
I think it just gets better
so
from here, because today was the first session. Now we'd be deep dive into everything from next week.
Yeah, this was like an orientation, because a lot of misconceptions are there surrounding hypnosis regarding our mind and all that. So I aimed at clearing that. So next time onwards, you'll just go with the flow, allow yourself to go through that state. Okay. And thank you all so much for being here. Have a good Sunday afternoon. Enjoy yourself.
Same
So
to
much
you.
patience
Ah,
you have.
next week.
So much patience you have. Gratitude यार. हम लोग को बीच-बीच में नींद आ रही थी, but you were so lively यार. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mamta. Thanks a lot for being here. Chalo, bye. Enjoy your Sunday.
Thank you.
See you soon.